Today we're going to be talking about the third eye. The third eye, it is located between your eyebrows, so right about here. A lot of people say that it's up here, so it is mostly between the eyebrows. In the physical body, it is considered to be the pineal gland. In modern times, it is believed that the third eye or the pineal gland is fully activated between the ages of 36 and 43 years old. The element for the third eye is light because it symbolizes enlightenment that you receive internally. First, have to turn on that light within yourself so you can understand the rest of the world. And the color is a deep blue. I do not have a shirt for this. Actually, I should have worn this shirt for the previous video, but I couldn't find it, so now I found it. But the colors is a very deep blue. For instance, I have this this is my crystal. I've had it way before the business. This is satellite, but the color, you see how it's like a deep blue? So that is the color of the third eye. Your third eye symbolizes perception of your life. It also symbolizes your intuition and self-reflection. Before we get into the red flags of having an imbalanced third eye, you first need to understand where does the chakra comes from. The name chakra comes from the Sanskrit word wheel or disc. I have explained this a couple of times by now, so I hope everyone who has been in my channel finally understand where they come from, because this is very important to know the foundation of the chakras. The chakras were first mentioned in the Vedas, which are the oldest religious texts before the Bible, but the Vedas didn't really talk about the chakras as we know them today. The Vedas really focus on life force energy and the energy channels that they are called your nadis, but later on the line, they really focus on the chakras through the Upanishads texts. Here are the physical red flags of having an imbalanced third eye. The first one is that you get tons of migraines and headaches. I can testify for this because, oh my god, sometimes you may even get this when your third eye is overstimulated, which is usually what happens to me because I get too involved in this world and sometimes I need to ground myself. But I suffer a lot from migraines, and it happens to me all the time, and that's when I know I need to step back a little bit. It is very difficult to get away from this world once you know about it. So yes, one of the biggest red flags of having an imbalanced third eye is that you get headaches, you get migraines. Something else is that you get eye strain, you get vision problems, and lastly, you have a difficult time sleeping. So you may have insomnia now you can't sleep, you keep turning back and forth in the middle of the night. So this can be a red flag of having an imbalanced third eye. Let's talk about the emotional red flags of having an imbalanced third eye. So the first one is that you are constantly having issues making decisions, and this is because this lack of clarity. Maybe you started this journey and you realize the many things that you didn't know before, and there's lack of clarity, there's lack of understanding of what is going on, which leads to the next red flag that I know is that you detach yourself from reality, and this can become a very big problem. This is because a lot of people get stuck in this world, and I know that I keep saying world as if we are different worlds. What I mean by that is the difference in frequency. Once you reach a level where your third eye becomes activated, you are now seeing the world at that frequency. So what happens is that if you do not know how to handle it, it is very hard for you to get grounded. It is very hard for you to connect to the world again, because you come to realize that mostly everything is a lie. And then a lot of people confuse that with, okay, so what's the point? What should I continue to live then? If this is what it is, what's the point of me working? What's the point of me even eating? What's the point? And it gets to the point that they get too involved in the spiritual side, in the intuition side, that they just become extremely detached from the physical world. Now, the behavioral reflex of having an imbalanced third eye is that you are once again disconnected, but this time you are disconnected with your intuition. Maybe you no longer trust yourself because you have learned all this new information, or maybe you have witnessed a brand new world that now you're questioning your behavior, you're questioning why you feel a certain way, why now you see things different, and then you start to doubt yourself, meaning you start to doubt your intuition, and which leads to another red flag is that you have spiritual disconnection, because now you don't even know what to believe anymore, right? Because now you're like, okay, well, now I see how the world really works, so should I even believe my spirit guide? Should I even believe what I believe in? Should I even follow what I know? Because at the end of the day, it is all about your perception. And the last one, which also overlaps with the other ones, because this all has to do with your mind, with your brain, and how you see things. Once again, it is your perception of life, that you get mental fog. Now that you are on this new frequency, right? The only way that you got there is because you either experience something extremely traumatic, or you consciously wanted to reach this level, right? Either way, how you got to this level is that you had to go through a transformation for you to understand as things are. And by doing so, sometimes it could be too much. Sometimes a lot of people can't handle it because they don't have a foundation. They don't know about the other chakras. They don't understand, okay, well, if now I am becoming extremely spiritual, you also need to understand how to come back to this world, come back to the physical world. This is why I started from the bottom, because it is important that you understand the purpose of each chakra. So you get this mental fog that you just cannot see through, you don't have clarity, and which leads to another one is that you don't see the bigger picture. Once you are at this level, you are so confused sometimes because of, once again, lack of foundation. There's not really someone out there that says, okay, this is what happens from A to Z, because everyone has a different journey, and some of us got here by mistake, some of us we actually wanted to get here on purpose, but at the end of the day, it is still a transformation, like I said before, and you don't see the bigger picture because now you're so focused on, oh wow, okay, if this is my reality, then what's the point? If this is how things are, then what's the point? So you start to question your life, you start to question the purpose of being here, and sometimes that can go the wrong way. Sometimes you just start acting out, meaning that you quit your job, you don't do anything because you think there's no more purpose, and at the end of the day, you have free will and you can do whatever you want with your life. And this is the blessing of having an activated third eye, okay? Because you finally understand what it is now, how it should be. You finally see the life that you have created based on your thoughts, based on your actions, based on your words. Now let's talk about on how you can balance your third eye, because of course, like I said in all my videos, you can definitely align your chakras every single day, okay? Because it is all energy. So the first one, as always, I will focus on a crystal. A lot of people may jump and say that amethyst is the crystal when it comes to your third eye. They also say moldavite, and for me, you have to always remember the color, okay? The color theory. When it comes to your third eye, it has to do with the deep blue color. Even though amethyst, it does have the purple color that is more for the crown chakra in my opinion, but everyone feels different about this one, so you go ahead and choose as you please. So for me, let's talk about lapis lazuli, because from what I have done during my journey, this is the stone for your third eye, okay? Remember, the throat chakra, it is light blue. The third eye is a dark, deep blue, like a deep ocean.
Lapis lazuli activates the third eye chakra, fostering inner vision, clarity, and psychic abilities. This stone facilitates access to higher wisdom, understanding, and insight, making it ideal for meditation and spiritual growth. By opening your third eye, lapis lazuli promotes self discovery and the exploration of deeper truths, strengthening the connection with one's inner self and the universe. Physically, it supports the immune system, enhances overall health, and reduces inflammation, and it also provides relief from migraines and headaches.
Something else that you can do to balance your third eye is that you need to put yourself in a position of the observer. I think it is important for everyone to understand that not everything is about them. And I know that this is very difficult for a lot of people to say, oh, what do you mean? Of course, this is about me. This person did this to me. This person did this to that. This happened to me. And yes, I understand that life sometimes can make it very personal, but also a lot of the times there are lessons behind that, and that's what I want you to take away from each situation. I know how difficult it is to do so, and I am not here to say that I do not do this myself, okay, but I have trained my mind and myself to understand that even though I may have taken that personally, there's a lesson behind that. And sometimes the lesson is just as simple as, hey, take a look at this or take a look at that. When you detach yourself from the position of taking everything so personally, you come to realize that this world is full of people who are really hurting. They're really hurting because they never received the support that they needed. They have been cheated, people have been killed, people are sick, the world is upside down. So of course you're going to take things personally because you feel it at a personal level. But at the same time, it is important to train yourself to understand that not everything is about you, and for every situation that you may face, there's a lesson behind it. So how do you do this? Is that you need to learn to put yourself as the observer. The best way that I can explain this that it makes sense is that shift your role of the teacher to a student, okay? You become the student, the observer, and the teacher, life, okay? So the teacher equals life is there to give you a lesson for you to understand. And this way you can see the difference of, okay, I'm just here, I am the student, I'm looking, I'm learning, I may not like it. I'm not saying that you're going to be enjoying this process. I'm not liking the way that this teacher said this. I'm not liking the lesson overall. I hate this lesson, which is all part of the process. I'm not saying that you're going to be enjoying this. I never said that this is going to be easy, but you need to learn how to step back and be the observer with everything. At first, it will be very difficult because we tend to see everything as a personal attack, and that's your ego talking. Okay, so learn how to step back and just observe the situation, and whatever you get from that situation that you have learned, whether you didn't like it or not, you've learned from it. The sad part about this is that a lot of people, they don't understand this concept. So what happens is, like, they see the lesson, they took notes. If we're talking about real life, something happened to them, they see at that moment what happened to them, but then what happens, they go back to their old habits. And same thing happens over and over again with a different phase and a different situation because they don't understand the lesson. And unfortunately, you can never escape the lesson until you learn it. So get ahead of the game, learn the lesson, and move on. And the last one, a beautiful way that you can activate or balance your third eye, is that you need to connect with yourself internally. This is not a chakra for you to be looking for external sources. This is a chakra that will only work on your behalf if you sit down and you work with yourself internally. It's not a chakra that you can just do for 5 minutes a day. This is a chakra that needs work. It needs time to evolve because it forces you to sit down and be in the present moment. Sometimes we just need to sit down and not do anything, and you come to realize how frustrating that is because you become so bored, right? You're like, oh my god, what? Like, just stare at the wall. And yes, because in the boredom, that's when the creativity hits. This is a chakra where you activate the inner light that you have. You are the source, you are the universe, you are God within you. And this is the only way I can explain this. It doesn't matter who you believe in, you hold that power within you and nobody can take that away from you. So take a moment, just sit with it. Something that I do now, because I need to really focus on my practice plus the business that I'm trying to create, is that if I know that I'm going to have a really busy day, before I even get up, I'm still laying down on my bed. Before I even get up, I'm just okay. I'm doing Reiki on myself. I'm just okay. You're already there. You don't have to do nothing else. You're already there. So make it in a way that is comfortable. Make it part of your lifestyle where it doesn't become an extra thing that you need to do. So let's say that where's a time that you're not really doing anything is when you drive, because you have to drive home, you have to drive to work. So something that you can do is just play music at this frequency. You are already activating that frequency. Hold the crystal while you're driving. Of course, if you feel a little bit buzzy, please stop. Do not do this while you're driving, but just a way for you to relax where you can still drive home safely. Just listen to music. You can just have something in the background that will get you activated and thinking about yourself, thinking about how you can enjoy this life without taking things so personally. And that is one of the hardest things that you can do as a human being. So that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and then now I have a question for you. One decision you have made that has been based entirely on your intuition. Mine was that I quit my full-time job to pursue this business. What about you?